Welcome back, Luke's RC. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. It's a dedicated RC car channel restoring vintage RC cars, trucks, boats. We also like to do some custom builds around holiday season, and we'll do new builds as long as it has a vintage tie-in. So what we got right here is something quite special. You're looking at a 1986 Tamiya Mustard Beetle. This is the vintage one. You can get reissues of these, and they're still available today. Just a great one. This will be number 58060 in Tamiya's log. So, very special RC. Also, this one would share its roots along with a Tamiya Blackfoot and a Tamiya Mud Blaster right off the bat. There's some differences, but they're not super big. Some rim differences and some shock differences, just to name some really quick ones. They would reissue this buggy or this RC in 2015 to huge success, and you can also get a black version of this one. Now, my goal was to have my family with me and to do a restoration of this thing, because I knew it was going to be a little time constraint, because we also have the boat video that we got to have done before summer ends, and I wanted to do a beach run with this one as well. What better way than to have your family help you and also have them with you at the beach when you're running. And that's what we do in this video. So super happy with this one. It turned out amazing. Now there's a lot of people who would say, how do you know the differences between a one and a new one? There's some quick telltale signs. Mainly the first one would be, I guess, the decals. You don't get the Excel or the Weber on the sides. You get a made-up sponsor from Tamiya, and you don't get the Monroe on the back or the BF Goodrich on top. Those are just kind of real quick ones. Also, you don't get side mirrors on the vintage right here, so there's no holes. And then right here, there's only one hole for the bonnet. Is another quick sign. Also, like I said, so there's the back glass you don't get. I'm sure there's missing. Oh, the original paint or the color of the body is white. It's not red like the reissue. Some would even say that the reissue ones are probably a little thinner than the vintage ones. They might be. I don't know. Those are just some really quick things. But with this one here, I had a lot of help with this car from my daughter and my wife, which is awesome. My wife handled the rims and tires, and my daughter handled the painting process, which was amazing. She did a great job. So super cool. Yeah, let me show you real quick. I'm not going to keep this portion too long because we want to see it, the build up and the running. But I'll show you. There's the body. Body was awesome. Took a lot more paint than I expected. The Italian red, it took almost 4 cans to paint that thing. But so very time constrained. This one did have some damage to the back end, so I had to change out the rear. And then we installed a Tamiya Sport Tune motor, which is awesome. And then we added some oil to the shocks, freshened all that up, and it turned out great. The chassis is really nice. No real damage to this one, which is good. Gears were still good, and all that. We added ball bearings as well. From the original one, you'll get a silver can motor, not a Sport Tune. And if you want to see how fast that goes, just check out my Tamiya Mud Blaster build, and you can see the speed on that. So this one's a little bit faster, but not leaps and bounds faster. So pretty much we added that motor right there, Sport Tune. You could add extra support to these. Robinson Racing made some really cool upgrades. MIP did as well. We added some CRP touches to it right in the front. Some yellow, you see the yellow wheel carriers here are turnbuckle kind of guys right there. I forget what they're called exactly, but super cool. And we got CRP parts in the back for bearing supports, and then we got the little red nylon suspension holders here, these little attachments. So some really cool upgrades. Nothing too crazy. I didn't want to go overboard with this one. There is a very cool Trackmaster rear end that you can just put in here, and it would be amazing. But I'm going to save that for a future build. And so that's pretty much it. This would be, like I said, I don't know if I've said it already, but this would be kit number 58060. So just a lot of fun. We stripped this one down, everything, repainted the car, rebuilt everything. And I think it turned out amazing. But had to have a little support from the family on this one, and everybody chipped in, and it turned out beautiful. Tires are original, rims are original, so those are nice, and super soft now, thanks to my wife. So that's pretty much it. We're going to go straight into the build-up of this guy, and then we're going to go into the run video. That's going to start right now. Alrighty, guys, here it is, the 1986 Tamiya Monster Beetle. Yeah, I mean, it needs some love, doesn't it? But I think it's okay to get restored up. It's not too bad, actually. So I think we'll be doing all right. We got some parts to go in this one. We got some reissued decals. We got the front parts that we need, that because there's parts broken in the front. I'll show you. Then we got a Sport Tune motor. Yeah, I got some degreaser to take the paint off. Yeah, let's look at this body. This is the full window version, so hard to get these. And there's the chassis. There's the parts that's kind of damaged on the front. Right there, you can sort of see it on both spots. So just cracks. So we're going to replace all that with some goodies there. I think we're going to be doing pretty well. My daughter's going to chip in to help me with the body work, and then the wife's going to help me a little bit with the chassis and the wheels. So I think we're going to do, it's going to be nice. Going to have all hands on deck with this one. That way I can kind of concentrate on some other projects in the background. And yeah, it's going to be exciting. Then we're going to take it to the beach to run it. It'll be a hoot. So it doesn't look like it's going to be too bad. It does give you all the pieces here that I need. Just really dirty, and we're going to have to break everything down, strip everything, let things soak. And the body's going to need to be taken apart and then cleaned up, and then set in some degreaser for about a day or so, and then we can get the paint off and everything like that. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting. We got the Blackfoot on the channel. We got a Mud Blaster on the channel. We got a Frog. Kind of need this one to be on the channel as well. So wish us luck, but I think we're going to be fine. Let's go ahead and get started on the restoration of the 86 Tamiya Monster Beetle. Alrighty, so we got the transmission all opened up, all the parts off. And we're just looking over everything. Everything looks pretty good. No damage. Just a lot of like hardened grease and a lot of dirt. So gotta let this soak in a nice tub of soapy warm water, and then we'll get in there and with a toothbrush and start cleaning them really well. Here's these. I've actually had these soak in some detergent, and nothing's came off these things. I don't know. They're rock hard. So I do have some boots to go on this car with the shafts. I have these here. That's how they should be, not rock hard like that. So I got to cut these off and then clean everything really, really thoroughly. Motor's tired, so we got a Sport Tune right here. We've got some nice bearings to put in it. I do have upgrades right here. I don't know if I'm going to use them or not, so I might keep just one fairly stock with just the motor and the bearing upgrade. So leave a comment section down below if you would have upgraded any of these cool parts into the Beetle. I might actually use this though. A little heatsink. Kind of look kind of cool. I don't know. So yeah, tell me what you guys would have done. Would you upgraded it a little bit more, or would you just kind of did what I did, just a nice minor upgrade, bearings and a motor? Alrighty guys, so here it is. We've got the Tamiya Monster Beetle all cleaned up. Everything looking pretty good. A few parts were broken. That one right there. That one. That one. So quite a few bits were broken on this guy. But we do have some really cool fresh parts that just came in to fix all that. We've got some vintage upgrades. We're going to be installing just some cool parts that I've had for a while. I want to install. A lot of this is CRP stuff, I believe. Got our gear mod we do with these ORVs. I love doing that. I don't know if it does anything, but I always like doing it. Then we got our sport tune motor and the ball bearings. All the hardware has been oiled up. We need to do a cleanup on our shocks. That will be coming up in a little bit, and on the MSC. We're going to go ahead and get the transmission gearbox together, get the chassis assembled as much as we can, and then while we're doing all that, my wife is working on wheels and tires, getting those things cleaned up, and my daughter is on to doing body work. So, doing really good. Let's go ahead and get this guy together. All right, so now we're base off 0 to get a top speed of the Monster Beetle. Let's see what she does. I'll get it out there as far as I can, and I'll bring her back around. Let's see what we got. 19.2 miles per hour. I think that's pretty good for this old guy. Such a cool Beetle. Definitely very iconic RC from Tamiya. I don't think they'll ever let this one go. I think this one's always going to be around. It's just a very successful product from them. So happy to have this one in the collection now. It was a fun one too, to bring it back to life again. I was able to save pretty much everything. A few things I couldn't do, but also 19 miles an hour is nothing too bad for this guy. You know, I think average speed with the silver can, just a normal silver can motor, was like around 16 miles an hour. So in order to get, you know, 19 plus, that's a good thing for very little money. Really wakens it up a little bit. Was able to add a few little upgrades to it, which is so cool. CRP upgrades. I don't want to dog it too hard. I think now what we're going to do, probably going to go take it to the let's take it to the beach. Alrighty, my friends, that's gonna do it for this one. Super stoked how this one turned out. Turned out beautiful. Runs really nice too. So happy I was able to save this one. These are getting more harder to find in the vintage formula, but luckily you can still get these brand new. It's awesome. They're still out there.
They still look amazing. They still run great. We did add a couple little cool features to this one. A little Sport 2 motor and some very cool CRP upgrades, that kind of stuff. Doesn't detract from the overall vintageness of it, because that was probably stuff that you could have got nearly at that time anyways. So I wanted to keep this one pretty vintage. So, and I think we did just that, and it looks sharp. So glad that the run came out great as well, and the beach run. So if you can, please hit the like button, comment if you had one of these or think about getting one of these, and subscribe. All right, guys, take care. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.